my update video. I'm sticking with this weekly thing and I'm really liking it. So this week I have a little more stitching to show you than last week. As long as we continue to make a little more each week, I guess we're doing well. I have some haul. Remember now when you see my haul that it's been at least 2, if not 3 videos since I've had raw haul. And I have a gift to show you and then a few plans and some things that I've joined in on. Not really a lot going on the life front, just the normal first grade busy into the school year, some testing and things like that. It's been Nurses Week, so my work's been having some functions for Nurses Week that I've been kind of going to. We had a family night tonight that took a little longer than I expected, and so just the normal family busy, nothing crazy. Our health is all finally returning to normal. I think my husband actually ended up with some pneumonia. He ended up on some medications. He's better now. Mine was just the pollen. As soon as it rained some, I got better. And then my son's croup is gone. He missed a day, 2 days of school because of the croup. He's fine now. So we're all back in health and ready for summer. We are ready for it to be summertime. But other than that, that's all that's really going on. I'm going to jump on into the stitching because that's what you're here for. I'll start out with the first project that I worked on. Guys, I haven't shown you this in a while. This is the birth sampler project that I'm doing for a friend. I've been working on it for extra credit for Year of Magical Stitches. I'm just making up group names. Magical Stitches and Literature. This is the year-long credit. This week we had a shortened homework assignment, so I worked on some of the year-long extra credit. This is what it will look like when it's finished. The name is different. However, no, that's it. That's the right name. And I got in 543 stitches on this project this week. This is where I was before I worked on this project this week. I finished out, I want to say 2. I was halfway through a page. I finished that page. And I started on a second page. I didn't finish it. I have to use my bigger board because I have so much progress. As always, there's a needle stuck in my project. So this is where I currently. I need those clips. This is where I currently am now. As you can see, I'm more than halfway done. I just have the 3 bottom pages that are all like a half a page each. The area I worked on is I finished out this area and then started in on this area right here. But this is where I am. Again, this chart is from One of a Kind Baby Designs. I had to continue to brag on the designer or the owner of this company or this shop. I sent her a message, told her the plan that I wanted. She asked for the baby's name and birth date, and she charted the name and the birth date for me. She also, I asked about, she had put in her thing that she could change the color some if you wanted her to. So she had me send a picture of the color scheme, and she changed the pictures to match the color scheme. So this pattern was completely customized by the owner of the shop for my friend, which makes me really, really excited. I don't think I'm going to have it professionally framed because I've talked to my friend and she's described that she wants kind of a more plain frame for this. So I'm thinking my husband and I will try to frame it ourselves first, and then we can always, if it doesn't work, we can always have it professionally framed. So there that project is. And then the other one that I worked on, I pulled out for the actual homework. We had to stitch 100 stitches on any project of our choice. And I worked on my Dragonfly Fairy. How appropriate that it should go in my new gift. I'm going to show it to you. This was a gift from my stitchy friend Kelly, who stitches with Connie and I every so often. We finally got to stitch with her. It's embroidered monograms, because all of us Southerners like our monogram. This is made by Jan Stitching Necessities, and this is the interior fabric. It's the same as the exterior fabric here. But I figured I was having a hard time deciding which project to put in it, and then I was like, this will be perfect for a Dragonfly Fairy. I'm dropping all of my white balance cards. So, I then worked on my Dragonfly Fairy. I stitched 109 stitches on this one. This is what she will look like when she is finished. And this is where I was before I started. And I only did a little bit of progress on her wing. I kind of filled in the wing some. And this is where I currently am. Why does everything like to fold over? So I just filled in this wing here, and that's really it. This is a stitch along that I am doing with Belinda, or Aussie Stitcher. It was one that we both started. She purchased this for me. I want to say she even kitted it up for me. She got me the entire kit, and then I got my DMC. I think she sent the Krennics. That's what it is. And she had it as well, so we started it together. And guys, I cannot tell you, this is my first Joan Elliott, and I'm loving it. The chart's easy to read. I can possibly see some more Joan Elliott's in my future, but as you can see, I filled in the just the rest of this wing. I haven't done any of the Krennics yet, or any of the beads. I'll do the Krennics as they go, but I'll do the beads at the end. So that is it for me this week stitching. Again, it's not as much as I was doing a few weeks ago. My bug's coming back though. I'm really wanting to stitch now. But it's still more than I was doing before for every week. Because I did 543 and then 109. That's what? 652 stitches. So that's more. I mean, that's good for me. Oh, I don't know if you can see the little bling on here. It's got this cute little dragonfly. And then she gave me an amazing scented lotion. It was sage and lavender, which I love. I need the lavender in my life right now. I need the relaxation of the lavender. So that was the stitching and the gift. Now into the haul. So this is in no particular order. This is something that I got off of eBay. I was looking for another chart. Decided I didn't want that chart, but got this one instead. This is a Jane Grigg design. I fell in love with the sampler. I love the colors. I don't know when I'll do it. I got it for a really good price on eBay. Jane Grigg presents the Jane Grigg sampler. It is leaflet number 17. And it's got the alphabet, of course, and it says, Go like your heavenly Father, feed the poor, and cared comfort to the sick man. Dore pity the widow, orphans, friends, and if you cannot give, then freely lend. This is the time, no more delay. This is the acceptable day. Come in this moment at his call and live for him who died for all. Jane Grigg, her sampler marked in the 9th year of her age, 1847. So when I was showing my husband this, he was like, she was 9 years old when she stitched this. And then I was explaining to him that that's kind of how they did schools back then, that they didn't get to, oh look, there's more information on the sampler itself. That they didn't get to go to school, but they would stitch because they had to learn to sew, because that was, what females did. And then this was their way of learning the alphabet too. It says, I just lost my blanket off the back of the chair. The original Jane Grigg sampler was given to Anne M. Geegan of Atlanta, Georgia, by her husband. It was brought to our attention by a local needle workshop, which I did not know. Dunwoody's Needle Accent. That's no longer there. Although it was the name that sparked our interest, June and Jim's oldest daughter is Jane Grigg Cleary. We were impressed with the extraordinary workmanship and detailing done by this young stitcher over 100 years ago. The original sampler has been reproduced with a minimum of changes. I added some N's or M's to minimum just then. These alterations are found mainly in the spacing. The fabric used in the original allowed the 9-year-old Jane Grigg to combine stitches over 2 threads with stitches over 3 threads. To duplicate this on today's fabric would create an uneven appearance, thereby losing the look of the original. The errors such as spelling and the like found in the original have been left intact, for therein lies the charm of the piece of the needlework. You will note that there are several variations in the lettering. For example, in the uppercase alphabet, the U comes after the V. In the lowercase alphabet, the O is smaller than O's used elsewhere, and the last 6 letters are a square taller than the letters at the beginning of this alphabet. So that's kind of cool. They purposely left some mistakes in the sampler. So, but there that is. If you guys are into it, I got this off eBay for like not much at all. I was looking for a sampler that was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine in 1987, and I decided not to get that, and I got this instead. That's kind of cool that it was recreated because from Atlanta. So then the next thing that I got, or not the next, but one of the other things I got was my Color and Cotton. I never know if it's a subscription or an installment. I'm going to call it a subscription because I don't know. That's what I want to call it. So this is the ones that I have this month. This is called, that's coming up pretty true to color. There we go. This one is called Storm Clouds. As you can see, it's got white and grays. This one is called Royalty. So it's wonderful, very light purple. I've stitched with a DMC very similar to this before. I can't think of the number now. This one is called Sapphire. I absolutely love this one. This one is called Toucan. And guys, that's very much it. It's a very bright orange. Very bright orange. Maybe not as much red that's showing up. Nope, that's it. And then this one is called Lily Pad, and I absolutely love this one. And then the other things that I have. See, I told you it's been a while. Don't judge me. I got some wonderful fabrics by LJ, and I may or may not have some more fabrics by LJ coming in. Just saying, I love his fabric. So, this one is a 32 count Lugana. There you go, Link is my homeboy. Heather, I said it right, Lugana. And this is the color of this fabric. It's a beautiful purpley gray. That's pretty true to color. Did I tell you the color name? It is called Slate. Don't know if I told you that. I told you it once, now I've told you twice. It's ironic that one of the colors that I purchased, or that I got for my Color and Cotton, is called Royalty. Because one of the fabrics I got from LJ is called Royalty. Yes, I know, plastic. But I like the plastic sound, so. This is Joblin 28 count called Royalty. And there's his information. He is on Facebook. He's apparently about to have a big upload of fabrics because he's been clearancing out some of his other fabrics, making room for the new ones, which makes me excited and nervous all at the same time. Guys, I'm hoping that this will come up on this fabric. I cannot explain that, yes, that is this color. That is true to life on this color. Guys, I absolutely love this fabric. I think I'm going to do some ink circles on it. I have some of those ghost, mandalas that she's got in some of the magazines. But I think I'm going to do this in like a bright, And yellow, orange, just another bright color. Ooh, text message. That is so the color this fabric is. And that's everything for this video. As far as stitching and haul goes. However, I did mention that I would mention some plans. I am still in, of course, Magical Stitches. I'm still loving it. Loving how much the homework keeps me focused on my stitching and gives me goals and deadlines. Apparently, I'm a goal person. I didn't realize I was. Not a deadline person, but a goal person. I don't know what the difference is, but we'll just leave that alone. And then, I've always been in semi-sane stitchers. So I've joined 2 events in there. They're both counting events. I've joined Letter of Fortune because Sammy's my boss and she encouraged me, and she's not really my boss. She enabled me because she makes it sound fun. So I have my first Letter of Fortune board because I realized I could spin up my own pace or guess at my own pace. So I'll be doing that. I'm also in the Choose My Whip group. So I'll be able to do both of those at the same time for sure. And then I am still, and then of course Magical Stitches. That's where it's going to be kind of hard, is doing the Choose My Whip and Magical Stitches, because it may be kind of hard to get both of those in, or making my project fit for Magical Stitches, but I'll make it work. So far for this round 2 of Choose My Whip, my Prairie Schooler Christmas Eve is what I call it, is what was picked. So I have to stitch 500 stitches on that when we start. And then tonight I'm going to work on May, June extra credit for Magical Stitches, which I'm stitching on, what is it? What do they call it? The Impervious Curse. It's the one that, something that you completely, Imperious Curse made you lose control 500 stitches. So what that's supposed to be on is a project that you saw, you lost control and had to start. And that, of course, would be my Spangled. Guys, this piece was a piece that I saw, I had to have, and I had to start. So this is where I currently am, and I'm going to stitch on this tonight. I'm going to be on Virtual Stitchers, stitching with some of the ladies for a late night stitch along. And that's really it. That's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If it's your first time watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you do subscribe. As always, guys, take care and happy stitching.